Welcome to Herbie at Heart, where herbalism grows in the roots of our hearts, an intrinsic journey where we dwell on the deep and expand the narrow. As always.
You're expanding the narrow down.
I did.
Expanding the ground.
Staring your favorite herbalists, Tash at Avantgarde Life and me, Power Plants Berlin. One plant, one show, featuring an interview with someone we believe embodies a part of its spirit.
Today's herb has qualities of an activist and warrior fighting for justice. She marches with a firm, steady stride, neither soaring nor earthbound, but centered deep in her power. She helps you put on your battle armour and cool intellect guiding your heart. With very humour. I lost my train of thought. A cool intellect guiding your heart with wiry humour and no-nonsense energy. She stands using both head and heart. We would like to welcome
Achillea.
Yarrow. We also have the pleasure in interviewing Florencia, aka Flo, a woman who also stands using her head and her heart.
Beautiful. Thank you for that
trippy
trip
up
introduction. It's starting like that a little bit. Maybe it has something to do with our experience of Achillea. I'm curious to find out. But before we go into that, as always, we're going to play one song. And we're going to start with a banger today. This is Girls Run the World by Beyonce. Oh my God. This was intensely beautiful. What a banger to start with.
Yeah, I had about 5 heart attacks. Good ones. They were good heart attacks.
Good heart attacks. The good heart attacks.
They were the good kind.
Who doesn't know them? Yeah. So, Yarrow, Achillea millefolium, that's the plant that we're going to talk about this month. Very, very beautiful one. Yeah, as always.
That's what she said.
Thank you. As always, we have been taking this plant in different forms for 1 month, and we're finding out what it does to us and how we feel with Achillea. I, for myself, as we never speak about what we're doing before, only here live on the radio and podcast, I think 1 or 2 years ago I made a spagyric. I don't know in English. Spagyric tincture out of the yarrow. And maybe for you out there who never heard of spagyrics before, it is an alchemic tradition of combining different methods, creating a tincture. I made a tincture out of the plant. I made vinegar maceration with the plant. I distilled it. I used parts of the hydrolat with that, and then I burned the plant material, put the ashes into the mix. I let it rest for a couple of moons and then filtered it again. And the idea of that is just to get all the informations from all sides, especially also the mineral informations from the ash when you burn the whole plant material. And yeah, it comes from spau, divide, and agero, unite. So we divide everything first and then we put it back together, which is quite an interesting way of making medicine, because it works on a little bit broader, more etheric, energetical level, I would say. So I did this tincture a few years ago, this spagyric mix, and this is what I was taking. And I had like crazy powers, I would say.
Okay.
I felt amazing, powerful, because there was a lot of shit happening last month with Mercury retrograde. I guess was a bit too much for me. But I had loads of energy. I could like handle everything like a warrior. I'd say. That was a really cool experience, because I took it every morning, and the taste wasn't that great, unfortunately. The spagyrics don't taste that great instead of the tincture that you're doing. Or that you did. But yeah, for me, it was a good experience. I felt extremely strong. I felt aware. I was able to handle all the shit that was happening around me. I was able to focus when I needed to focus. So for that, it was quite surprising. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, my experience was slightly similar,
Was it?
as we often find. So I took the tincture mainly, and I was also mixing it up with your spagyric, which you had given me ages ago,
Ages.
actually, and I found it on my shelf. I just always gather everything that I've got from the plant. And I was also doing in between the flower essence. So I was being, a bit of a plant taking slut, if that's what we could call it. I was like going.
You can call it that.
I was taking it on all levels. Anyway, let's get back to it. Yeah, it's kind of, I guess I've had that same experience which you had. I felt like all of a sudden I was super centered with like everything. Like I just could handle everything. And it didn't matter what was thrown at me. It felt very kind of breezy in a way, and that I sort of had control also, but in a good way control. And another thing that I found is my boundaries. I was very quick to understand where my boundaries were in places where I normally are not so good with it. So not in places where I am good with boundaries, but yeah, in places where I struggle with boundaries, all of a sudden I'm like saying no to things, or no, that's not good for me right now, very quickly. Like it's coming naturally for me to do it. So I found that really interesting. And another thing is I was doing things which were really scary for me. Normally, I was just managing to like do them on a very comfortable, it's not like they weren't scary anymore, but a very comfortable level where I could handle it and I didn't feel weird and I didn't get anxious. And yeah, everything felt very calming.
Nice. I mean, it's never how I used the plant before for these kind of things.
No,
which is
I would
super, super interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I would never think to use the plant for that. I mean, maybe to give a little bit more of that kind of fighting spirit or that warrior, or maybe for that, I've used it. But this other side, also the boundaries, to be quite honest, I've also used it, but more for people who aren't good at boundaries. And not for maybe people who, maybe someone comes and they say, oh, they're struggling at having a boundary in a particular area. Maybe I wouldn't think to give it for that, but I think you could.
Yeah.
So I found that quite interesting. And this sort of like calmness, that's why in the beginning when it's like this, you're not really in the air, but you're not really earthbound. It kind of feels like that. It feels like you're very in you. That's the only way I could describe it. Like I felt very, also with my decision making and everything felt very like I've got to make this decision even when it was really hard. Like in hard situations, I felt like I could stay with myself and not a really good way actually. And I've read this about Yarrow a long time ago about not taking on the others' things and being able to understand what's yours and what's not yours. And that is, I felt that with Yarrow pretty strong.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, it is, if you look a little bit at the signature of the plant, or maybe even the planetary aspects of the plant, it makes a lot of sense because it is very much related to blood, this plant normally. It's used in medical traditions as a blood releasing plant, but also like blood flow stopping plant for any kind of hemorrhages. It is working also from the similarity aspect of homeopathy, for example, when we're saying we're using a kind of a medicine to in taking it and finding out what it does to work with it on a contradictory way. If you put yarrow in your nose starts bleeding. And that way you also can use it to stop bleedings. It is amazing for menstruation pains and issues, or like menstruation, if you're like having too much blood. It's called the soldier's herb also, because soldiers used it to work on their wounds. So we have a Martian aspect in there, which is related to the blood flow, which is very obvious, together with the Venus aspect, which I find quite interesting. That you have a very interesting division in that plant. It's divided in like a super warrior, but like the softness and the sexuality aspect that comes with it as well.
Yeah, I felt that really strong when I was taking it. This duality, actually, it's like a duality that you wouldn't think you could put together, but works really well. And I also felt like all of a sudden this month, I was like, oh, I'm going to take over the world. Like, not in a thing of like a superhuman or something, but kind of like, oh, this is what I want.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to go from it, and whatever I have to do it, I'm just going to like do it with grace and with like vulnerability, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good way of explaining it. It's kind of warrior, but also with a very softness
Yeah, cool.
to it, a gentleness to it.
And being able to taking your space in the world, like I'm here now, I'm taking what I need, like, but it's in a non-destructive way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like for this boundary thing again of that's theirs and this is mine and these are my boundaries. And also when I set my boundaries with people in the last month, these things that sometimes are difficult for me to set my boundaries in, it was really interesting how the people reacted. It wasn't like, oh, meh, 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 meh. It was really like, oh, okay, cool. Because it's coming from a different, it's coming from a much different place.
Yeah, and I think anybody can use that because we all are struggling or like having these issues in our life. If you look in Zen Buddhism, there's these beautiful pictures, the bull pictures, and it's about like describing a person's life basically. And the bull is like representing what's outside in the world, and there's like a person in a village, and he's leaving the village to discover the outside, getting out of the nest, looking for this bull in the forests. At some point, meeting the bull, fighting with the bull, which is basically like getting your stance in the world. It's like fighting. You need to get into a fight with the world at some point. You need to show yourself. You need to fight for your stance, for your place. It's just a natural part in the idea of Zen Buddhism. And after that, they're coming down, and later he's riding the bull. He's going with the bull. They're wandering away, and then they're dividing, and he's returning to the village, and like went through a cycle basically. So in that part of it where you're like fighting, and maybe even like the continuous path of like where we have been fighting and now we are with a new stance in the world, this is where Achillea can support us on a energetical level, like, which is I find it very, very beautiful.
Yeah, I think energetically this plant's pretty quite the wonder to use. I also felt like its strength, which comes again with the boundaries and the warrior and the stuff, it strengthened my aura, so to say. It's like it made it, more. And I think this is also those feelings of what's mine is yours and theirs is theirs, because when your aura is quite strong, you can kind of deal with that a lot better. And then I read today, actually, a very interesting little story about people who they say they get attacked then by little elves, and they throw spears into their aura, and then they have all these holes and all their energy goes out, and so they get like exhaustion. And it's a really good plant to give for that. And they say it's like when you give the yarrow, it makes the holes, covers the holes back up and makes the aura strong again. And when I read that, I was like, oh my God, that's what felt like happened to me as I was taking it.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So the plant, as on the physical realm, it's used the same way to cover the wounds, cover holes. Like the contents are beautiful. It has this beautiful blue etheric oil that is amazing for wound healing, like this Achillea. And at the same time, we have it on a physical realm that we have on the energetical realm. Which I never thought of that, which is really cool. Like if you have somebody that has been attacked on a different sphere, maybe you can, like I'm thinking of some people I know that we should try this out.
I could give them the...
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. For some people, they suffer from these kind of diseases and they don't really know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to close these kind of wounds.
Yeah, especially if you're then trying to use maybe other plants or in some cases medications to help seal something or to help fix something, when all they really need is, the wounds need to be kind of cleaned out and resealed.
Yeah. Cool.
So it was nice. It was actually, I found it a really lovely herb to use now. And I was quite surprised because I've used yarrow quite a lot. And I'm always surprised when we're doing this, because we take it and you're much more awake to it. And I also see what happens in my life. I reflect a lot. Like I've been a lot about kind of going back to the roots at the moment, also in my work, like what I want from it, what I want from in my life, how I want to go, where I want to go. And then now I just started reading again Clan of the Cave Bears, which I love this series of books. Also very like about medicine and about where we come from and very ancestral, working on a lot of ancestral stuff. So it's quite interesting, I'm finding, with Yarrow. I think it could be a good one in that work also, in this ancestral work, because it's been used for such a long time, this plant. It's not like a newer one that they've,
No, it's been around a lot. And it is around people always. You find it mostly where people are living. So I think if you look back at how it was spreading, you can tell by like, I'm not 100% sure how they do it, but like you can tell a little bit by the architecture of the genetics of a plant of where it was growing. So, and it is related to the ice times when people were like passing to America, like just to get away from the ice. The plant was wandering with them. So it was always a plant that were with people, and people were like carrying it around and spreading it around the world.
Yeah. Also just picking up on their feet and that as well.
Of course,
just the seeds.
Yeah, you want to have it with you all the time. Also, it's such a powerful plant for so many things. Not just wounds. It's anti-inflammatory. It's an antioxidant, of course.
It's a great digestive.
Antimicrobial. Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually used it quite a bit myself for digestive stuff. I find it great.
Yeah, it has some bitters.
You can taste it when it's such a herby. I mean, I use it a lot actually as a spice. In the kitchen.
If I would describe, like I had to describe a plant as being herby, it's definitely Achillea millefolium. Like nothing tastes for me as a herb like this plant.
Yeah,
it's such a weird, like this is the color green, the taste of green for me.
Yeah,
find it very interesting. Can't have too much of it for me. Like
it can. Oh, I have a bit of a story actually about that. About doing, like making a teig.
Dough.
No, but not the dough. Like making pancake mix, and you do this with elderflowers, and then you dip it in, and then you fry it and stuff. And I did it with yarrow. It was actually from down in Freiburg, and the plants are much more stronger down there. The essential oils, and I had a few yarrow flowers. They weren't even that big. They might have been. Big as that. Anyway, as big as that. And I dipped it in, I ate one, and I think it had so much essential oil in it that I had cramping, which is what's interesting because the plant relieves cramping.
Yes.
And this was one of those times where a good example of when you take too much of a plant, it actually ends up doing for what it's good for. Yeah. And I had cramps for about an hour, not that.
That's not fun.
Yeah, not that. They were quite bad, and I thought, oh my God, what have I eaten? And then I thought, oh my God, that was that yarrow flower. It just had so much essential oil in it. So it was, so it's.
And it's one of the most beautiful essential oils I've ever distilled. Once you do a distillation with that, it's getting out this amazing Azulen. I think it's a derivative from Azulen or like a Vorstufe. And it's so beautiful. It's like pure blue, the purest blue I've ever seen. And then it's like on the hydrolet, just glowing through the whole bottle. And we should do it together because you will love it. The color is crazy beautiful. I've never seen such a beautiful blue in my life before.
Yeah, let's do it. We should have done it before we did this.
Yeah.
Gotten really into it.
Yeah, I have a lot of hydrolet still from that, and I use it for my face, for example, like just to
keep yourself young.
Yeah, to keep myself young. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, I'm 46. Don't you say? Okay. Maybe. Let's talk about the name a little bit because there is this story related to Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually one of, there's a few plants mentioned in this epos. Man, I'm forgetting my words.
I know. What's this plant doing? It's weird. Is it the heat or the plant? I'm not quite.
Both. What is the epos of the Troya called? The Ilias, exactly, the Ilias. And it is mentioned there that Achilles was supposed to pick up this plant and healing wounds with that plant. So already like a few thousand years before, they were describing the abilities, how it has been used over centuries and millennia, actually. So from that, the name Achillea was, is coming from. And we all know the idea of the Achilles. What is it called in English?
Achilles,
Ferse?
Achilles heel.
Achilles heel. Yeah,
Yep.
the only place where he's actually vulnerable. And in this sense, we can also use the plant. If somebody has an Achilles heel, it doesn't have to be the actual Achilles heel. It can be, but it doesn't have to be like something that's coming back again and again and again, like a disease or like a certain pain on a certain point. Like, and whenever I'm getting sick and this is coming up, or like,
Yep.
it's like, oh, this is my Achilles heel.
Yeah.
For that, we can actually use it, and it gives release to that certain specific thing in the body, which I find
that
quite
specific
interesting.
symptom.
Yes. Yeah, and it's just a signature from the name, but it works miracles sometimes.
Yeah. Wouldn't think that. I haven't thought about using it like that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a lot of history and mythology, this plant, actually, and it's been used. Oh, God.
The I Ching.
Huh?
The
I Ching, yeah.
like the oracle, Chinese oracle, they use the stamps because like
It was
they're
like
super
64
hard.
or something.
Yeah.
64 long straight strings, yeah.
No, not like 41, I don't know.
Yeah, anyway. 85.
Yeah. 44.
69. Oh, of course.
Okay. Yeah, but they used it. So there's already like a very mythical point to that, which is, yeah. Yeah, it's such a power plant. Like, it really is. It can be used in so many ways. And
yeah, it's almost like a little bit like, where do you start?
yeah, where do you start? Where do you use the plant?
Oh, where do I use it? I mean, do use it quite a bit for this boundary thing, but not in the way that I kind of experienced it. Also for strength. I would use it to give someone strength again, and maybe someone also when they're feeling like they've lost their fighting power.
Okay. To get the Martian aspect back.
Yeah, to get it back, or like they've lost it, or they're feeling a bit confused about life, or they don't really know where they're going, or I might use it for this. And then for the kind of symptoms that
classics, okay.
the old classics of. I use it actually quite a lot for digestive stuff. For, of course, very specific ones. And then the wounds. I mean, I put it in a lot of wound salves.
Yeah.
And wound oils.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I actually haven't used it the last times for people. So I'm trying to think why I haven't done that. Maybe I haven't. Yeah. Now I'll be back using it.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes a plant is just disappearing for a while because you're focusing on other things. They come to your mind, and then suddenly, it's been there the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a really good plant, this one. I actually think weirdly enough, I use the flower essence a lot more.
Oh, interesting.
My flower essence a lot more than I use my tincture because, I used it recently, the tincture again.
Yeah.
But for some reason, and I use it a lot, the flower essence.
Oh, cool.
Just like in tincture
that
mixes.
Yeah.
It's a really nice one. They also say it's for people who sit a lot on computers. Like it helps with the rays from the computers. Again, this boundary thing. It's a really good boundary herb.
I should take it.
Yeah. Maybe I should make you up. Didn't I make you up a bottle?
Sure, I have some.
Probably got it in your little collection that I've given it to you.
Check it. Yeah, nice. Today I actually gave it a client of mine for exactly that, like supporting female power energy, going to work, like supporting that female warrior inside. I think that's a beautiful picture for that. For the plant, like an Amazon warrior.
I read another nice thing actually about that today, about women, giving it to women who have to approach the patriarchal in their work. So it could be good, for example, like people who walk in corporate worlds, which are very male orientated, which, let's be honest, is most of them.
Yes, it's true.
Maybe you have to go to your boss, your old white man boss or something, and you can take a bit of the Yarrow. Yeah. And they come at it not from aggressive patriarchal way, but from a very intelligent very quick-witted,
Yeah.
but also very stable with where they're standing. And I liked that idea of a woman. She's also like not really necessarily like there, I'm here, I'm flamboyant and I need to be seen. It's more like I don't need to show off at all because I've got it all up here. You know, I've got it here and I've got it here. And I like this idea of connecting the heart and the head together. And it was something about, women going into these patriarchal worlds with their heart and their head, with their briefcase and just their quick-witted nature.
Yeah, cool.
And I thought that was a really nice image of...
It is a very nice image, very powerful.
Of Yarrow. And I think it fits to our times a little bit in general, just about people going into spaces, not being aggressive, but just trying to be strong.
I love that it has this super strong energy behind it, and then yet it's very soothing. Like one of the classical uses for this plant was to like make a what do you call it?
Like a poultice?
Yeah, poultice out of it and like put it around breasts while breastfeeding, they got inflammation from breasts. And so it is connected to that also. So we have like all these, the beautiful duality again, which I like. I always pick it when I'm outside and I have like a little wound or I cut myself or even for bites or something. I find it's perfect. Just chewing it, put it on your wound and it's basically done.
Yeah. I love it. I found some really funny uses for it. Like, I mean, actually this one's quite well known, chewing the leaves for toothaches.
Yeah.
But then I found also one like with a poultice where people would put it around their stomachs when they had digestive issues.
Not even taking it, just on.
Not even taking it, like making it. I think they boiled it and then I'd have to have a look at the recipe, but boiled it and then put it with some meal, so some flour, and then made almost like a paste that then they would put like over, the digestive tract.
Okay, interesting.
I actually want to try it out.
Yeah,
I found that a really interesting way. And then of course, like I loved this. I think my favorite way was to use it for the arrows from the elves.
Yeah, it also has the word arrow in it, in Yarrow. Just saying. It's there.
Arrow.
Yeah, arrow.
Arrow.
Yeah, arrow.
Yarrow.
Irish, maybe. It's an Irish plant. Yeah, arrows by elves, I like that a lot. Yeah, so if you are attacked on a psychic realm, think of Yarrow.
Yeah, go and pick some, have a chew.
Yeah.
You're burning it. Burning it actually is a lot not even taking it for fevers.
But smudging it.
But burning it, even quite old, using it for beer, which I already sort of knew about that, but not just in European, also in Africa they were doing that.
Oh, wow, I didn't know.
And maybe in other parts of the world. But I found that it was used in like a lot of parts of the world and also for quite similar things, which I found interesting. Because sometimes these plants, they get used for completely different things in different countries. And here I felt like it was very like for fever, for digestive complaints, and basically for the wounds.
Yeah, it's
that
crazy.
was kind of the main.
For how many things you can actually use it,
Yeah, and then circulatory.
Yeah.
There's also a nice tea that you can make with it for fevers with yarrow, elderflower, and mint. Some people put linden in it, but you could put, mint's nice to cool the system.
Oh.
It's a nice tea that you can have mixed at home for the whole family. Even kids can take it.
Okay. We've been talking a lot again.
You've been talking a lot.
Yeah, it's true. Let me talk a little bit more. So one thing I would like to mention, because I just was in Italy for a holiday, and I found it interesting because I talked to people about what we're doing and then find out if they know about the plants. And almost everybody knew Achillea, which I would say if you walk around in Germany, probably not. They were very familiar with the plant. What they didn't know, and I knew by fortune, was the Italian name of the plant, which is the eyebrow of Venus, which I find super, super beautiful.
That's how it translates.
Yeah. No, they say Achillea, but there's a different description for it, which is the eyebrow of Venus. I don't know. My Italian isn't that great, so I don't know the word for it.
Is that really what it meant?
Yes.
I like the way you said that's what it meant, and then my Italian's not good.
No, I found that out. Okay.
You and your stories.
And it's beautiful. The millefolium in the name is like the 1,000 leaves. And if you look at it, it looks like an eyebrow, and you can put it around and like imagining. So we have the Venus aspect on that again. It's super, super beautiful.
That's true.
Yes. Because the leaves, the 1,000 leaves.
We should have all worn eyebrow leaves.
Maybe we can edit it later in the video podcast.
Put it as like in the
In the post-production.
In the post-production, we'll add it.
Okay. So let's all agree I talked a lot and we're going to
And I talked a little.
Yes, and we listen to some music and we're going to we're going to go with some female energy.
Again.
Power. Yes.
Actually, we've chosen all female artists this time.
Yeah, it's true. And we're going to Eastern Europe now. We listen to a song by Laboratorium Piechni, I think, and the rest of the title I'm not going to read, but you can find in the show notes.
Oh, I love that song. Okay, now we are coming to the interview with the lovely Flo. Hello. And we always like to explain a little bit why we have chosen our interviewee. So Yarrow, long revered in ancestral medicine, is a plant of protection, intuition, and integration. With its feathery leaves and clusters of white or pink blossoms, it thrives in wild meadows and disturbed ground, resilient, healing, and profoundly connected to the cycles of life, something we find in Flo's work. She creates a space that is both grounding and expansive. Her gatherings provide a supportive environment for connection and self-discovery. Just as yarrow has historically been used in rituals for divination and digestive tonics, Flo's practice bridges the culinary with the magical. In her multi-sensory plant-based culinary experiences, ritual workshops and events through OHNE, she creates spaces where food becomes more than nourishment, it becomes a ceremony. Yarrow's strong ties to both the earth and the cosmos echo Florencia's explanation of symbolic systems like astrology and tarot. In folk traditions, its stems were used for I Ching, divinations, a practice of asking and listening. Similarly, Flo listens deeply to the plants, to the stars, to the whispers of intuition, letting them guide her culinary rituals and communal gatherings. Both Yarrow and Flo's work invite a return to nature, to ourselves, to the invisible threads that bind us. They stand as reminders that healing, like flavour, emerges through layers of time, of intention, of communion.
Florencia is a plant-based culinary designer from Chile, living in Berlin since 2016. She has led food-centered workshops since 2019 and since 2024 has been a part of the Nourished collective with her project OHNE. Through this platform, she creates multi-sensory workshops, events, rituals, spaces for exploration and shared encounters where living foods, nature's rhythms, astrology, ancestral medicine, tarot, and herbalism converge in connection with community. She approaches food as art, medicine, and ritual, a medium for translating symbolic languages into edible forms that invite us to embody ancient-looking perspectives and experience eating as a way to reconnect with nature from within. Her work is an ever-evolving process, guided by curiosity and intuition, shaped by a dialogue among the visible and the invisible, where food becomes a bridge between the personal, the collective, and the cosmic. And it kind of was not a coincidence that we met here with Yarrow. On Tash's birthday, not a long time ago, we were talking about plant communication.
Yeah.
And when I asked you what is the plant that you would like to communicate, you actually named Yarrow. And then we were thinking of an interview partner. Then, of course, you came in mind. And the first thing I opened was your Instagram page. And the first post that was there was a picture of Yarrow. Which then I immediately knew, yes, we did find our partner for this interview.
And then I dreamt that Flo was asking me about the radio.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or
Wow.
something asking me about when she was coming on or something like that. So it was it's all very cosmic.
Yes.
You're meant to be here. Welcome,
Oh,
Flo. Nice to have
Thank you.
So we'll just jump right into the questions as usual. Flo, your work with OHNE Berlin is deeply rooted in plant-based culinary experiences and ancestral wisdom. Yarrow, a plant with a long history of traditional medicine known for its resilience and ability to thrive in harsh environments. How do you see the resilience of Yarrow reflected in your own work? journey as a creator and entrepreneur in a bustling city like Berlin?
Ooh, well, very reflected, of course. As being a creator and entrepreneur, it's all about adapting to changing circumstances, right? Like, it is one of the traits that one most needs, for sure. And it's not an easy way because it's filled full of obstacles, frustrations, whatever you're bringing from your own story, limiting beliefs that come up in the way while you're trying to just make your projects and ideas and dreams happen. So yeah, you really need to count with a lot of creativity, right? To just like find solutions to whatever is coming in the way, and flexibility to adapt to those. And yeah, accept that you don't have control over circumstances and that you could just learn on the way. Like, yeah, the road will teach you, right? Like, yeah, I would say is the word resilience for that journey, for sure.
Yeah, nice. Your work combines completely, I would say from the beginning, different kind of parts that normally I wouldn't fit together in my when I first read about them. So you're working with tarot, you're working with food, you're working with astrology, and how is it that you came up with those aspects on a singular base, and how came you put them all together and created this?
Yeah, so I came to all of those out of curiosity. I really love to learn new things, but also all of them called me in a very special way. I have been interested in all of them for a very long time, and I think each one had their moment. With patience and time, they developed, they opened to me, and I just took them. Astrology, for example, I was interested since I have memory. But of course, in a different way from now that I have been studying it in a more serious or theoretical way, technical way, since 5 years. But yeah, I have always been interested in these different languages, symbolic languages. Also, as a designer, symbols I'm very drawn to symbols, and what do they speak to us as human beings, right? Natural beings. And for example, in the other way, food, it was maybe the longest journey, from far, and it is very related to health for me, the journey towards food. My interest started way before really being into cooking, really. And it's related to my health journey because when I was a kid, when I was 6 years old, I had cancer. And after that, I just started changing my health habits, my food habits, my taste buds. And it wasn't even my mom asking me to do that. It was just my own food choices. Okay. And I started really since very little learning about Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine. I was so drawn to this ancient medicines that were connecting in a very holistic way the body, the mind, the spirit, the organs with the emotions, with the environment. So for me it made so much sense. And I think that's how so I have a very special and deep connection with food in that sense. And then with time, when I also started being a vegetarian about 15 years ago, then it was okay, now I need to cook because if not, nobody will nourish me. Coming from Chile and Santiago back then, where you couldn't even find a plant-based milk in the supermarket, you had to do everything for yourself, and it's a very meat eaters environment. So I was okay, I need to learn how to cook for myself to be able to be nourished in this food choice that I'm making, taking away meat and animals. So then it's when my cooking journey started. And yeah, just going back to how this came to me, where like and tarot, for example, it was just a natural, like, how would you say, like a natural one to add to the other two. It's very related also. I could find a lot of similarities with astrology as well. I mean, once you know astrology, you can see it reflected in the cards by the planetary aspects, like the planets, but also the signs. Numerology is also there. So, yeah, it came some years, I would say also about 5 years ago. And I have been like in a very intuitive way playing with it, like relating to it, like, just exploring it. And
you actually brought us a card for today, isn't that?
Yes.
Yeah. Can we also choose a card?
Yeah, of course.
Like, pick one. Like,
Yeah.
Do you want to do that now? You want to do it?
No.
Should I show the card?
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
So here we have the Empress.
Oh.
Why you chose that card?
Yeah, why I chose that card? So this card is ruled by Venus. As you said also in the description of Achillea millefolium, is like the female warrior. Yeah. Of course, an empress, and she really like represents this female power, but also like all these feminine traits, but in a very abundant way. And it's also like connecting the heart and the head, and it's ruled by Venus, as I said already. So yeah, I just felt really it was matching perfectly with the plant. She also connects with her community. She's like the community, the weaver, right? And a caretaker, which is also what you were saying about the plant.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's sort of how I felt, I have to say. That card is almost representing my vibe.
Yeah, it's Queen Bee.
Queen Bee.
We started with Beyonce.
The Queen Bee. I like that. And look, yellow.
Yes.
And no white. They, the bumblebees, they have the little bits of like white sort of.
Thank you. And
you're included. You're included.
The white is the color of the yarrow flower. So I'm okay. I'm set.
Okay. You're with us.
You're in the concept.
It's
part of the concept.
Back to you, Flo. I found it super fascinating, first of all, that your body is changing automatically when you had such a strong disease in a young age, and beautiful to see how the body's adapting in that situations, and that you found a natural way to interact with that in the future and create a future for yourself of health.
Yeah.
And now sharing that with others. That's super cool and super inspiring. I wonder, how is the connection? How do you get food and astrology together? How do you do that? I find that, because I have no clue when I think about it. Well, for me, it comes to the elements first, right? So it's just I'm dissecting the parts of all the systems I'm playing with. Okay. I feel I'm playing with them. I'm just like, for me, it was a very natural way to just mix them all. Yeah. Because it's what I enjoy, what it makes sense to me. It's what I have fun with. So I just wanted to mix them all, and naturally it gives like a much more creative like result when you're mixing new things together that maybe haven't been used in that way before, or not specifically this way. And for me, for example, specifically like mixing astrology and food, also tarot, I play a lot around the elements. So, for example, I was doing last year offering these full moon gatherings, which was like food-based as well. So basically it was an event related to, I was inviting like a collaboration, a person that was collaborating with me. They were doing an activity that was related to the sign and the element of the moon at the time. Okay. They were offering their thing, and then I was making a sensory feast, an element inspired feast for the people. And for example, then if you have like an Aries full moon, then you would have a fiery feast. And then I'm picking things from everywhere. I'm picking things from the fire element in traditional Chinese medicine. I'm picking the seasons, like what is in season in terms of food. Also which plants like bring up the fire, which foods also like bring you the heat, not for the people that has heat and you want to cool down.
you want to generate heat because you want to feel the fire within, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how I play.
Cool.
It's like I bring it to the basic, like to the core of it.
Sounds a bit like Yarrow itself. It does so many things.
Yeah.
Like taking, really using like every level that you can of a plant in the food, from the colorings to the sensations of a plant, to maybe what it does medicinally, to the visual aspect of it. We've seen that you create also shapes in certain elements with food, and you really take it to a whole new level. It's quite extraordinary. You have to look at some of Flo's work.
Yeah, we're gonna link you, of course, in our show notes. So find her at OHNE Berlin on Insta and all the workshops. Yeah.
Your workshops and events, they're designed experiences. How do you aim to create like an emotional, supportive and grounding atmosphere for your participants? And is there any particular plants, besides Yarrow, that you feel like contribute to this kind of safety and connection that is really important when you hold space or when you're creating events like this?
To create that kind of like atmosphere, I think for sure, like cultivating balance in every way, like, and also I play a lot with the senses, and I think that also brings us to a very like supported and nourished and nice environment. So if you have the right scent and temperature and lighting and colors, and everything is very like not only aesthetically but also it feels good from the core, like also the food proposal. Like I always take care that, for example, if I'm in an air inspired menu, I will use maybe a lot of fermentation because I want to bring the bubbles up, but of course not too much. Then I have people like flying or maybe they feel bloated, or so then it's always the balance of, okay, if I'm using bloating foods, which spices or plants I can use, so then it's not so bloating. And then also the digestive system comes down, right? Like it helps to balance out. So I would say the support is from within, from the body and the foods and drinks that I'm offering. And of course, like, keeping the environment like nice.
Yeah, a lot of duality there.
Yeah, and I love how well thought how you created this atmosphere, like a very, very much thought process in it. Cool, super
It's
inspiring.
like almost you're like creating a space with food, like where you would create a space like doing a family constellation or
it's true.
or going to a therapist or something. You're like bringing people into this space and really like healing through food. And all these different aspects.
Yeah,
I
and
think
you
it's
need
really
to know
beautiful.
so much about the contents of food and how to use them in a medical way also, which is really super
and that's why I
nice.
call it an experience, right?
Yeah.
That's why I don't just call it workshops or events, which they are, but it's an experience because you come and you experience like the group. We are collectively, like meeting to embrace nature in all its ways and play with all those. Also, like in a not serious way, also is playful, like it's also an experience to have fun. I mean, people also come to events to enjoy, right? Like, sorry, and coming back to the question that you said about which plants, apart from rose, for example, I really love it. I mean, of course, I have used it more in like Venus-related events, like a full moon in Libra or Taurus, or I would say those especially. But it's really connecting for sure. Also lemon balm. I mean, I think I'm picking a lot of this very digestive, calming and anti-inflammatory plants, so the digestive system feels at ease during this whole amount of information that we're throwing there in these experiences. Also fennel, I really love it. And citrus peels, I also love them. I think they're all, at least to me, they're very calming. So, I just play with them.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How's our time going, Phil?
Oh well, we're well over time, but
As per usual.
as it is usual, yeah. But
Because you talk too much.
Let's just continue. We have talked about the botanical name of yarrow, the Achillea millefolium, and we have talked about duality. And the name is linked to the Greek hero Achilles that we mentioned before, who was said to use the herb to seal his soldiers' wounds, to heal, and this beautiful herb has the nature of stop bleeding and break up stagnant blood. So we find a duality in this. And how do you, in your own life, navigate this duality, the balance between strength and vulnerability, and how does it show up in your creative process?
Good question. How do I do that? Very naturally, I think. I think in terms of life, it's easier to see it, I think, because life itself has given me the tools to go through it, I feel. With every experience I have had, personally, even in work, I just feel that those experiences let me grow stronger with them. I just like to interpret things as, okay, now I learn from this, I keep on going. Whatever experience that you have, it's a lesson in a way. Of course, some are awful, but it will be a lesson, and you will look back and it will be okay.
Yeah.
So I just look at it in that way. And so with an open mind and heart, very open to the unexpected and going with the flow, I would say. Go with the flow. I think I got the right name. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah, super. I find it very inspiring to listen what you're doing, and I never went to one of your workshops yet. But now
now you will be.
I definitely will.
No pressure.
Yeah, there's.
I'm so curious to find out what you're doing.
They're great. I've been to a few of Flore's workshops, and they're really they're very inspiring. Just because it's so beautiful, I think how you present this stuff, and it's so different. There's a lot of people doing food experiences or working with food, and I feel like you're taking it to a whole nother level, incorporating all this stuff together, and also with your history, and that you're very much, trying to, create a beautiful space using quite different abstract things together.
Yeah.
Which always is, I always think,
it's
always
inspiring,
makes it interesting. Yeah, you can go to the new tarot.
Matter Taste Tarot.
Matter Taste Tarot. What's the next element?
So then this is a series. So a series of four gatherings around the elements of tarot through food. So it's a journey. And we already, we matched them. I say we because it's with a friend that she's a tarot reader. And so we already did the air session, and then the addition. Then it came fire related to summer, of course. And now the next one is in September with water.
We should go to the water one.
Yeah, that's us.
We're both water.
Yes, please come.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I haven't been to one of the tarot ones.
It's really crazy,
go.
of course, which happens in astrology, but also in tarot is really crazy. Like the synchronicities, like for you guys, when it happens, like that you haven't seen each other and you tasted the plant and both experience things that are related. That also happens in these events because it's so synchronical, everything related to these languages.
Yes. Okay.
Do we have a time to pick a Herbie at Heart tarot card?
Yeah, that's good.
Let's do
Let's
it.
make the time.
We'll pick one together.
Yeah? Okay.
The future.
Yeah.
The future. Flo's going to read our future.
What is the
I don't
No
read the
pressure.
future. I
what
don't
is the
read
tarot
future.
that you're using? What is the deck?
This is the queer tarot. I want
Oh,
to show
nice.
it. It's really beautiful. You can find it in She Said bookstore.
Oh, yeah.
On Kopbosadam.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Let me take my my card.
Oh no, we're not going to ruin your...
No, please. It's okay.
Look how beautiful it is. It's like
It's really
it's
special.
like all the colors of the aura.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Super exciting.
What's
Okay,
it
so
say?
I will give it to you guys and you mix it.
Okay. Okay, so I'll mix half. You mix the other half.
Yeah, sounds good.
Is that how we're going to do it?
And then we're going to flip it together, and then
we can give it to Flo, and she's going to give us a little quick reading of our one
And
card.
wait, you have to use this one.
Oh, we get a scarf as well. Oh, this is exciting. Little scarfy.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
of course. Every detail is important.
It's important. It's a ritual.
It's a ritual, yeah.
Okay.
There we go. We don't have any yarrow to burn.
No, we don't. We have Yarrow to take, though.
Yeah, we could like spray it around. Flo can do it like flickered on us.
Like we have done in our events as well.
Flicking it on the people. Are you losing cards?
I'm losing cards, but I always like losing cards because like sometimes the cards are jumping towards me, and I often pick them because it's mostly like a single card, and it's like, hello,
Yes.
look at me.
They say the most important things always. They
Yes, right.
Jumping at you, is
Yeah.
it?
So I think I do like this,
Yeah.
and you do another one, and then we're set.
Okay. And then which one are we going to choose? Huh? And the top one or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
Feels
it.
great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's do the first
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the Queen of Wands.
Wow.
Queen of Wands we chose for Herbie at heart. She's got a
So beautiful.
It's the first tarot card.
first tarot card together.
She looks amazing.
So speaking from an elemental perspective,
Yeah.
queens are related to water,
Oh,
to the water element,
That's us.
and wands to fire.
Oh.
And interestingly, in astrology as well, like fire and water are the emotional elements. So it's a very like emotional force,
That sounds.
but watery and fiery, which I love.
We just have been talking about how much of drama queens we are before we started this episode.
Well, this represents you perfectly then. Yeah, I can read from here a bit if you want, if we have
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure.
We're making time for this.
Uh-huh.
It's the
This
only.
is important.
This is the only thing we're gonna actually play.
This is us time.
This is us. This is self care.
Exactly.
It's called
Exactly.
self care.
This is all about self-care, guys. So, Queen of Cups. Sorry, Queen of Wands.
Queen of Wands. Yeah. I'm not sure about the Queen of Cups.
Now that's water, water.
Oh, she's even got a plant.
And there's a black cat.
Yes. Oh my
so-
god.
I have a black cat. Hey, Mambo.
Mumbo's on there.
So what do you see actually? What else do you observe there?
There's two poodles.
I like poodles.
No, not my
I would
cup
take a
of tea.
poodle if I was going to have a dog. Doesn't shed the hair.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I've been told.
With a beautiful outfit and the pink with the rainbow in the back and like mountains. So poodles kissing almost. There is a plant.
Yeah, what? What is that?
It seems like a sunflower.
Yeah, it does look like a sunflower. It could, though. The leaves look a bit like a lily.
Yeah, could be. Or like palm or something.
It's like a few plants in one.
It's true.
Well, I will read you. Just because I really love, again, the book that comes with,
The Queer Tarot.
with the queer tarot. No sponsored, actually. So, confidence, encouragement, courage, determination. You're confident, optimistic, and simply ooze good vibes. A natural social butterfly, your presence is a delight to be around. I can confirm that. When this card appears in your reading, it signals that you're confident and comfortable in your own skin and ready to express yourself fully to the rest of the world. When you exist as your most authentic self, you give permission and courage to others to live up to their fullest potential too. Your presence reminds others that they are powerful. A Queen of Wands might signify a ride or die friend who uplifts you and cares as much about your success as their own. Oh, guys, it's so much your card. If you are the Queen of Wands, then relish the fact that you are such a helper. You give others this feeling of security that allows them to go after their goals. You truly want everyone to succeed and care about the community. Wow, beautiful card.
This is amazing. Thank you. It fits so well. We are giving a platform for people,
Yes.
that I love, and
And
you
that we're
lift me up so much, love.
Oh, and you too.
Beautiful.
And we're fabulous.
Yes,
You
we
are.
are.
We are queens.
Yes. Okay, my queens, we have to go on because otherwise we will not finish this episode. So, first of all, thank you very much, Flo. We always end the interview with a last question that is just something. Is there something that you want to share with your audience? Anything that is just coming from your heart and that you would love to express to an audience?
To experiment more.
Nice.
Mix
Very
things
nice.
up that you haven't mixed before. I think that's the most fun thing to do.
Cool.
Oh, we like that.
That sounds good.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today, for reading our tarot,
Yeah.
our first card ever. And would you like to introduce your song that you bought for us?
So I picked Volver a los 17, which is like going back to 17. That's what it's named. It's from Violeta Parra, Chilean songwriter from the 60s. And she's amazing. It's a very beautiful song, very related to Venus. That's why I picked it. Very Libra vibes. And yeah, it speaks about the power of love, which I thought it was very beautiful, and how love at the end, like, it's even stronger than hate or whatever bad it's out there. So
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Here we go. That was very beautiful.
It was. What a lovely interview.
Thank you, Flo. If you want to visit her with her workshops, falling down again.
I'm falling down.
I'm falling for you.
Fall-
If you want to visit Flo's workshops, we will provide you with everything. You find her Instagram, you find her Nourished Collective, OHNE Berlin, and we may see you there for the next workshop in
Yeah,
September.
the water element.
Now it is
Recipe time. So today we're just going to do a quick one with beets. Beets are actually getting sort of picked at the moment. We've got some in this garden we're looking after, so you can pull some out. Beet gazpacho, which I think I always call this the wrong name. Which is the what? Which is the soup?
Gazpacho. Gazpacho
Yeah.
is the soup.
Do you
and
know I
carpaccio
always
is-
call it that? This recipe, Valentine always laughs at me. I always call it beet
Gazpacho?
gazpacho. Anyway, that's not what it is. It's a beet gazpacho.
No, carpaccio.
Carpaccio.
Carpaccio. Carpaccio, Bella. Carpaccio.
Beta carpaccio.
Bravo.
Okay. Yeah, a little walkie. Don't know what that word was. Anyway, you get beets, you slice them thinly, some herbal vinegar. If you've made some, you can put some onions in there as well, just to make the onions a bit vinegary, to basically pickle them a little bit. Oil, thinly sliced garlic, yarrow flowers, salt and pepper. You can get some yarrow leaves. Also, lay the thinly sliced beets out on a plate. You can make a little flower design if you want to, make it nice and fancy. Just pour a little bit of the vinegar over there, a little bit of the oil, sprinkle your salt and pepper, a little bit of the garlic, and then your yarrow flowers, and let it sit for about an hour. You can let it sit longer, but yeah, it's good after about half an hour, and then serve.
Yeah, there go. Oh, it didn't work. Okay.
What were you trying to do there?
Okay, let's
let's
that
move on.
bit out.
Yeah, so that's our recipe for the month.
Beautiful. Anything else that's coming up for you? Any invitations?
I've just got my year-long herbal course. There are still a couple of spots, but it is filling up pretty fast.
When does it start?
September the
that's very
21st on
Okay.
the autumn equinox.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I was just thinking then, God, my brain is so, I don't know if it's this plan or this heat. It's really hot in here where we're sitting.
Okay, for me,
Do you?
I don't have anything.
You have lots. We got the praxis, you know.
I don't have any workshops. That's what I'm saying. I'm
That's
not
all right. You're doing
workshops
a
at
lot
the
of other
moment.
things.
Yeah, come visit at the Praxis.
We're both in the
there's
same spot.
Mommsenstraße 55. If you're looking for a herbal practitioner or a healing practitioner, also Tash is doing acupuncture. I'm doing homeopathy. And we're both doing family constellations. So if you're interested in that and want to do a Familienaufstellung, come over and hit us up online or via our websites. As always, I continue teaching at Samuel Hahnemann Schule. If you want to become a healing practitioner, it's the place to be. If you want to study homeopathy, it's the place to be. If you want to study herbalism, visit
I'm
Tash's
the
course.
place to be.
Exactly. And that's about it, huh?
Yeah. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Flo, for this beautiful interview. And as always,
Herbie at heart, Herbie by nature.